on to the, I can't remember what committee I'm on, Public and Protective Services Committee of January 9th. On this committee are myself, Mike O'Connor, Wendy Bosch, Kevin O'Toole, and Jackie Clayton. I'd like to start off with the land acknowledgement. The city respectfully acknowledges the Beaver, Cree, Dene, and Métis people as the original caretakers of these lands and surrounding areas. We are grateful to live, learn, work, and play on Treaty 8 territory within Turtle Island and acknowledge these lands have been home to diverse and sovereign First Nations and Inuit nations since time immemorial. There are no delegations, and I'd like to move to item number 4, which is service area update, and Chief Dan Lemieux.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So first update is on a capital project that is a coordinated care campus. So construction on phase 3 is currently on schedule for expected completion in early February. So municipal offices and departments are planning the move to the coordinated care campus in the next few weeks. From the Grande Prairie Police Service, GPPS has hired a public information officer. So Erica Fisher started in a position in December. And more recently, the Grande Prairie Police Service has hired an information technology manager. So Mr. Robin Moe started in a position on January 2nd. And as you know, as of January the 1st, enforcement services, mobile outreach, and the municipal employees working at the RCMP report directly to Chief Lacusta at the Grande Prairie Police Service. During the transition period, I will continue to provide updates from GPPS and the RCMP, and both the Police Commission and Police Committee will also attend committee from time to time to provide more in-depth updates. So a couple words on enforcement services. Enforcement services has partnered with our marketing department to prepare a web-based animal licensing campaign to educate and encourage pet owners to license their animals. The program assists the department with reuniting families with their lost pets by maintaining the registry with the contact information. And the revenue from animal licensing supports our regional animal pound and affiliated partners by covering the costs associated with food, medicine, and maintaining a safe and humane space for lost cats and dogs. There was participation from the enforcement services officers in association with Alberta Health Services, RCMP, and other partner agencies at the annual Candy Cane Check Stop in December. So it's a positive event that is a great way for officers to get out there and spread holiday cheer and safety message to the community. From mobile outreach responded to 2 overdoses between December 1st and December 28th. And mobile outreach has filled a new youth program coordinator position with ongoing recruitment to onboard 2 youth case workers. Update from the RCMP. On December the 4th, Grande Prairie RCMP were conducting proactive patrols in the hillside area when a vehicle was observed driving erratically. Police attempted to pull over the vehicle, but the vehicle fled at high rate of speed, and shortly after fleeing, the vehicle lost control and came to a stop. As officers approached, the 2 occupants proceeded to flee on foot, but the 2 occupants were pursued, arrested, and charged with several offenses. And in the evening of December the 19th, the Grande Prairie RCMP responded to an assault call, and RCMP attended. They assessed the victim and identified the suspect, who had left the area in a vehicle. The vehicle was soon located by the RCMP, and a male was arrested. In the vehicle were 2 loaded firearms, hard body armor, and handcuffs. As a result of the investigation, a resident of Grande Prairie was charged with multiple offenses. And the RCMP supported the Salvation Army Food Bank in December. On December 16th and 17th, the members of the RCMP detachment, in partnership with the Salvation Army, completed 2 Cram the Cruiser events at local grocery stores. And as usual, the residents of Grande Prairie and area were generous in their support of the food bank, and they crammed full 4 police SUVs. Update from the fire department. The Alberta Fire Chiefs Association was provided with 2 positions on the upcoming Emergency Medical Services Standing Committee that was announced by Premier Smith. And our deputy chief, Mark Van Werkoven, will be filling one of those two positions. So that's good news for us. We'll have some great input into that standing committee. And the fire department continues to work with the Grande Prairie Police Service on the planning for an integrated GP 911 service for future police and fire dispatch. That's ongoing work. And the Grande Prairie Firefighters Foundation has raised over $100,000 for the community in 2023. An update from Community Social Development. They have reviewed and approved 7 applications in December for the Community Building Youth Futures, and they've dispersed a total of over $3,000 for essential items such as Chromebooks, welding gear, and work gear. And these resources aim to alleviate barriers for youth in accessing education and employment opportunities. Also, there's an Aging Well Together initiative that's been opened up by CSD, and that is between January 23rd and 26th. Individuals aged 55 and above are encouraged to register for one of the 8 open house sessions. During these sessions, we'll pinpoint service gaps and successes through tabletop exercise and discussions, and this is very much aligned with the council direction to find and identify any service gap that we have for our seniors. Update from Housing and Homeless Initiatives. Fletcher House is now at 90% capacity and all tenants are settling in very well. And update on the Mustard Seed. So the Mustard Seed has hired the manager of the Coordinated Care Campus, and they held a job fair in Grande Prairie yesterday at the Grande Prairie Alliance Church. And the Mustard Seed is set to assume operations of the Coordinated Care Campus on February the 1st. Another update from Housing and Homeless Initiatives. The calls for service in mental health and addictions saw an increase over the past month, with agencies grappling with overdose occurrences. Agencies are working together on communicating about these occurrences with plans for a community debrief in the near future. And that is not uncommon for the month of December, but certainly something that we're paying attention to. An update from the Community Care Campus. The Holy Day campaign wrapped up and was a resounding success, comparing revenue actuals from 2022 to 2023. Between those two campaigns, we saw an overall total sales growth of 69%, so very, very significant. So that's really good news. In terms of their membership, December 2023 numbers showed a total of 7,485 members, which surpasses our highest pre-COVID total from January 2029, which was 7,200. So some more good news there. Design Works Center, so January 12th and 13th, they'll be hosting a U19 hockey tournament with 36 teams participating throughout the weekend. And on the aquatic side, we're in the process of hiring 10 lifeguard positions and 8 aquatic assistants. And our upcoming advanced lifeguard courses are full, so that's really good news, where we've struggled in the past, so things are looking better in terms of lifeguard recruitment. And lastly, sports development, wellness, and culture. So on the sport tourism side, NWP hosted a basketball tournament at Charles Spencer the first weekend of December. They hosted 10 teams for that. And final preparations are underway for the Alberta Winter Games, which are now only 38 days away. Volunteers are still required, and you can sign up online. Lastly, under Sports Excellence Awards, the nominations are now open for the Northwest Alberta Sports Excellence Awards. And nominations can be submitted online. And the award ceremony will be held on April the 12th, 2024. Apologies for the long report, Mr. Chair, but I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Yes, I'll open it up. Councillor Bosch.
Thank you. It's always lengthy. You do lots on that, that side of the city business. My question is for the CCC, how are the kitchen renos doing?
Yes, I have a note on that. So we've been working, and so we haven't started the actual construction, but we've been involved with working with other communal kitchens like the Grande Prairie Friendship Center. And so we have, the planning is just about done in terms of what it's going to look like. And so construction should start very shortly.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Councillor Blackmore.
Mr. Lemieux, can you review the seniors table, the senior stuff you talked about? Because I had a senior moment and tuned out at the wrong moment.
Absolutely.
That's true.
So if you recall, in February at our retreat with council, we talked about some senior services and the direction from council. Let's look at identifying gaps, if there are any gaps in the senior services that we provide the City of Grande Prairie. So as part of that initiative, between January the 23rd and 26th, we welcome individuals aged 55 and above to register for one of 8 open house sessions. And during these sessions, we'll pinpoint service gaps and successes through tabletop and exercise and discussion, and we'll bring back that results of that consultation to this committee.
Okay, and thank you. I have one. I just hadn't heard the issues with the Gymnix timing clock. Was those issues ever solved? Aquatics.
I believe they were, Mr. Chair, but I will find out and I will email an answer to all of council.
Okay, thank you very much. With that, we'll move.
Sorry, one.
Oh, sorry. Mayor Clayton.
There's this side of the floor too. Sometimes has questions. Chief Lemieux, I'm wondering, since we're talking aquatics, do you happen to have any information on how the sound baffling has actually worked? Is it working?
Thank you for the question. So very good news on that end. So the sound baffles are doing an exceptional job. So I've personally done a number of inspections on that particular site and talked to some of our users and our staff, and they're saying it's making a huge difference.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Councillor O'Toole, once you start, it just doesn't stop. Councillor O'Toole.
I can honestly tell you, I was at the Eastlink Center sitting in the hot tub the other day, and it was quite quiet in there. Lots of kids, lots of adults, but it was not loud. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else? If not, we will move on. There's no correspondence, no other business, and no bylaws, and we'll move to the outstanding items list, and there is a change on there. Chief Lemieux.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So I would recommend we remove item 1276. That's the transfer of land to Métis Local 1990. That was dealt with at our last council meeting, so we could remove that item. Everything else is on target.
Okay, I look to business. Councillor Bosch.
Thank you, Chair. I move that committee receive the January 9th outstanding items list as amended for information.
Call the question. That's carried unanimously, and with that, we will adjourn the meeting and we will reconvene in a couple of minutes.